the bag, right? I see you hitting them when you walk. I want you to do like this one. Boom, 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 boom. You keep for boom, 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 boom. How long you can do that? 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2.
You know, we got in the ring. He was so locked in. I was so locked in. Like, there was nothing really to say. We both locked in and we both focused on the task at hand. But man, it was dope. It was dope. You know, it was a dream.
Crawford's going to destroy Canelo. That's not a random fan hot take. Those were Mike Tyson's exact words after training with Bud. And no, he wasn't just watching from the sidelines. Tyson got in the ring, moved with him, felt the heat firsthand. His verdict? Canelo hits hard, no doubt, but as Iron Mike put it, trucks are powerful, but they ain't fast. Mike reminded everyone, in his prime, he wasn't just powerful, he was the fastest heavyweight on the planet. And in Crawford, he sees that same spark, explosive speed. Killer instinct, but Bud's not just quick, he's sharp. Tyson says he fights like a tactician, breaking opponents down piece by piece, setting traps they never see coming. So while Canelo's winding up with heavy shots, Bud's already made his move, 2 steps ahead, outthinking him every second.
Moving up in weight, wanting to go up 3 divisions to fight Canelo Alvarez at 168. What do you make of that? Is that a good idea?
Hey, listen, to him, it is. So what do anybody care about what I say? It's only about what he think and feel. He's the king. Just know, I'm the biggest fan Terence had. But, you know, listen, if he goes in the mirror of Siberia, no one knows who he is. Let him.
Honestly, when Tyson says something like that, you have to stop and think that we've all seen what Canelo does when he's in beast mode. The guy's a tank. If he lands clean, you're going to feel it. But here's the truth. Boxing isn't just about power. It's about timing, rhythm, and outsmarting your opponent. And when you look at Bud, you see a complete fighter, switching stances, reading his opponent like a book, and breaking them down, one move at a time.
My best, I don't care how great the teacher, I had a masterful teacher, but if you want to be the best, you watch the best. You look at the best. You know, you watch them and you have their lifestyle. Don't be like this, have their lifestyle. And that's what it's all about. Have the lifestyle of.
We can't ignore the size gap. Canelo's likely stepping into the ring at 185, maybe even 190 on fight night. But if Crawford holds onto that speed and stays razor sharp, we could be witnessing history. You, me, everyone watching. This might be one of those legendary nights where the smaller man flips the script and stuns the world. And just when you thought Mike Tyson calling Bud the Taskmaster with hands was wild enough, here comes Stephen A. Smith jumping in with his take. And man, he didn't even blink.
I called Canelo out because, like I said, he the last great fighter amongst the era that surpassed us. You know, the Floyd, the Pacquiao, the De La Hoya. I wasn't able to get those mega fights, you know, so this is my mega fight, this is my moment, and that's the reason why I want to fight all-time great.
Man didn't even hesitate. Stephen A. was like, I'm rolling with Crawford. Bro picked Bud faster than I pick extra fries at McDonald's. And then he said Canelo's neck is as wide as Broadway. I nearly spit out my drink. But hey, he's not wrong. Canelo's built like a red brick wall. Thing is, it feels like every shot he throws has to be a haymaker. And against someone like Bud, that just doesn't work.
You got a love for boxing.
Yes, love boxing.
Who gonna win the fight, man? That's coming up, the biggest
Crawford.
fighter in boxing.
Crawford.
Huh?
Crawford. I'm not hesitating. Crawford. I'm not even hesitating. Crawford.
You gonna stand on that all the way to September?
I'm not gonna lie. Stephen A. was preaching when he said if Bud tries to stand and trade, it's a problem. That's like showing up to a poker game with cards. Just not the move. But then he doubled down, said Bud's speed, switch hitting, and ring IQ are going to outpoint Canelo clean, and honestly, I felt that. You felt that. We all felt that. Hearing Stephen A. back Crawford with zero hesitation. That's the kind of energy that makes you grab the popcorn, cancel your plans, and get ready to witness history.
Love Canelo. Crawford will beat Canelo. Crawford will beat Canelo by decision. I can't see anybody knocking out Canelo Alvarez. But I do believe that if you can box and you can move, that you can beat.
So Stephen A. came in hot, yelling, Crawford, I'm not hesitating. And now, here comes Shawn Porter sliding in with the real receipts. See, it's one thing for folks to argue in the barbershop, but Porter, he pulled up to Bud's gym, front row, VIP status, watching those sparring rounds up close. And when he said, "I liked everything I saw," that wasn't small talk. That was a former world champ giving Crawford the 5-star Yelp review before he even touches gloves with Canelo. Now, I know what you're thinking. Yeah, Canelo's a tank. Granite chin. Power like a wrecking bull.
Is brilliant as a boxer. And I think that between switching to conventional and southpaw, using his jab and movement, I think that Crawford is going to outpoint Canelo because he's fast.
But when Porter tells us Bud's been out here sparring with 200-pound dudes and still looking sharp, that hits different. Let's be real. We've all seen Crawford dominate smaller guys. But now we know he's been testing himself against real heavy hitters in camp. That's not a tune-up. That's heavyweight seasoning, and the way Porter broke it down, it almost feels like Bud's not just training for Canelo. He's training to break boxing math itself, because if he brings that same speed, that high-level IQ, and that icy calmness into the ring against Canelo's truck-like power, somebody's walking out shocked.
Yeah, big guys. Guys that were, right around the 6-foot mark. Guys that were right around that 200-pound mark. Nothing new for Terence.
All right, check this. We just had Shawn Porter talking about how Bud's out here looking sharp sparring with the big boys. Now Wade Clemens jumps in and flips the whole convo. From punches to business, and honestly, he's not wrong. Yeah, we can debate chins, speed, and power all day. But this fight, it's bigger than that. This isn't just about who gets the W. It's about who carries boxing into the next era. We're talking Netflix deals, Ring magazine covers, global spotlight. This fight is boxing's audition to sit back at the cool kids table, right next to the NFL and NBA, and yo, I'm here for it.
Friends, the whole team. Everybody staying in the same house, eating the same food. He's comfortable. But for someone who's been uncomfortable for a long time, he knows how to balance it. You know what I mean? And so I like everything that I saw from Crawford.
And Wade's take really hits home. He's saying this fight is bigger than just Bud versus Canelo, that it's about whether boxing can finally get its act together and feel like a true main event sport again. We all complain that boxing only pops up every few months with a big fight. Right. Well, Wade's saying this could be the reset button. If this one lands, boxing's value shoots through the roof. If it doesn't, the sport might get roasted harder than a bad Netflix reboot. Either way, Wade's got it right. This fight is legacy for the fighters, but survival mode for boxing itself.
Something about this one that makes it special. I don't know if it's the stakes on the line for Bud Crawford moving all the way up. I don't know if it's Canelo having this rejuvenation and this refocused mindset and attitude toward this fight to once again, even though he doesn't really need to prove that he's one of the greatest ever, once again taking that challenge.
All right, so Wade had us seeing this fight as a billion-dollar chess move for boxing's future. Then Coach Anthony steps in, stripping away the Netflix deals and hype, saying straight up, at the end of the day, someone's got to take punches in that ring. Coach laid it out clear, basically warning Canelo, don't sleep. Bud's a real threat. And honestly, if we're being real, Crawford isn't showing up just to be a footnote. He's here to flip the entire script. Coach Anthony's breakdown was savage but true. Canelo might be built like a brick wall, but even walls get tagged with graffiti, and Bud, he's the type to spray his initials on it. Right in the middle of the fight. We can't pretend size alone wins fights. We've all seen smaller dogs bite the brakes off the bigger ones.
Just is so important, I think, on a massive scale for what boxing's new era is going to be, and stepping into a new plane and becoming, a sport that is refocused, especially here in America, as one of the big sports that we want.
Okay, here's the truth. Crawford doesn't know how to lose. That's why we have to respect this as a straight-up 50-50th fight. Because Bud's determination, it's scarier than any bench press number Canelo's throwing around. And if you ask me, Coach Anthony just confirmed what a lot of us feel deep down. This fight isn't about size. It's about who's smarter when the heat is on. All right, fam, we've been through it all. Tyson calling Bud the taskmaster. Stephen A. yelling no hesitation for Crawford. Porter dropping that 5-star gym review, talking boxing's future. And Coach Anthony warning Canelo not to get too comfortable. At the end of the day, you and me, we all know this fight isn't just about punches. It's about brains, pride, legacy, and the reputation of the entire sport. Now, I want to hear from you. Who you riding with? Team Canelo, the granite chin tank? Or Team Bud, the chess-playing assassin?